إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين أما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. When we display a favor to man, then sometimes they appreciate, sometimes they're unappreciative, and sometimes they don't even know that you did them a favor. They're so indifferent. But when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is appreciative. He is receptive. And therefore we are told in the verse of the Qur'an, مَنْ جَاءَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ فَلَهُ عَشْرًا ثَالِهَا. Whoever comes with a good deed, Allah will reward that person tenfold for one good deed. In fact, we told in the hadith that Allah says, مَنْ تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ شِبْرًا تَقَرَّبْتُ إِلَيْهِ بَاءً وَمَنْ تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ بَاءً تَقَرَّبْتُ إِلَيْهِ ذِرَاعًا وَمَنْ أَتَانِي يَمْشِي أَتَيْتُهُ هَرْوَلَةً. Whoever comes one hand span to me, then I will come to him one arm length. And if he comes to me one arm length, I will come to him one cubit length. And if he comes to me walking, I will come to him running. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ أَتَانِي بِقُرَابِ الْأَرْضِ خَطِيئَةً أَتَيْتُهُ بِمِثْلِهَا مَغْفِرَةً. If a person comes to me with the entire world filled with sins, I will come to him with the entire world filled with forgiveness. Allah is so kind to us that when we intend to do a good deed and we haven't yet done it, we already get a reward. And if we carry out that deed, then we get from 1-fold up to 10-fold, even beyond that up to 700-fold. And if we intend an evil deed and we don't do it, it's not written down for us. And even if we carry it out, it's written down as a single bad deed. In fact, we are told that the normal system of this world is such that when you have two people, one has to be an amir over the other one. So similarly, the ulama say that we have the two angels, one on the right and one on the left. And the one on the right, naturally, because that angel is recording the good deeds, is the amir over the one on the left. So every time a person commits a sin, the angel on the left wants to record it, but he needs to seek permission from his amir on the right. And the amir says, no, wait, maybe he'll make tawbah. He says, no, time is going, he hasn't made tawbah. No, wait. Eventually, when a period of time elapses and he doesn't make tawbah, then he says, okay, only now write that sin down. What Allah says, مَنْ جَاءَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ, whoever comes with a good deed. So it's not only about doing a good deed, but it is about coming with a good deed on the day of Qiyamah. Ali radiallahu anhu said, كُونُوا لِقُبُولِ الْعِبَادَةِ أَشَدُّ اهْتِمَامًا مِنَ الْعَمَلِ. Be more focused on getting your deeds to be accepted than just merely carrying out the action. Because there may be many people who will do good deeds, but will it really be there for you on the day of Qiyamah? We can do certain deeds, perhaps we perpetrate certain actions which result in our amal being destroyed. First and foremost, if a person leaves the fold of Iman, then all his actions is destroyed. It's wasted. Similarly, there are certain actions like backbiting someone. When you backbite someone, then you are transferring your good deeds to that person's account. And that is the reason why it is said that Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said that if I am to backbite anyone, I'd rather backbite my mother. I wouldn't want anyone else to get my good deeds. So we need to focus on the acceptance of our a'mal and protecting our a'mal. That is the first message for this evening. The second, which we pick up on the second verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْوَزْنُ يَوْمَئِذٍ الْحَقِّ, and the scales will be a reality. What is this referring to? It is referring to one of the aspects of the day of Qiyamah. When we close our eyes and we leave from this world and we put into the grave, what will happen to us after that? The angel will come to question us. Then we will remain in the grave for a long period of time. Eventually, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ وَبُعْثِرَتِ الْقُبُورِ وَحُشِرَتِ الْخَلَائِقِ. Then the trumpet will be blown. The graves will be turned upside down and mankind will be gathered. And when we gather at that time, we will stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At that time, the books of deeds will be thrown open. It will be scattered into the sky. Some will receive it in the right hand, some will receive it in the left hand, and some will receive it behind their backs. From that point onwards, there is accountability in answering for your deeds, and after that, the a'mal will be weighed. And that is what we're being told about in this verse. وَالْوَزْنُ يَوْمَئِذٍ الْحَقِّ فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. That person whose good deeds outweigh the evil deeds, that person is successful. وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ بِمَا كَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يَظْلِمُونَ. And if the evil deeds outweigh the good deeds, then that person is destroyed. From that point onwards, then there is the crossing of the bridge and the other aspects of Qiyamah. It is said that a person will come on the day of Qiyamah and his amal is to be weighed. And here he has 99 ledgers that are placed on the side of the evil deeds. Let's put all of there. Each one is so huge that it stretches as far as you can see. And he looks at this and it's weighed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then asks him, do you have any objection? Are you satisfied with the angels who recorded this? Do you have confidence in them? Do you have any objection in terms of their trustworthiness? That is this the reality or not? He says, no, Allah, I admit these are my deeds, and I cannot fault the angels in any way. There's no way I can find any fault. They did their job properly. So the 99 ledgers are weighed, which filled up the entire atmosphere. Now he's standing there. Suddenly, one small paper is brought. And he looks at it and he says, now what's this one paper? And they want to put it away, and he says, no, it's no use, this is a lost case. So Allah says, no, we said that we will not oppress anyone. No one will be oppressed. This one paper must be weighed. And the one paper is then brought, and it is placed on the side of the good deeds, and this one single small paper will outweigh that 99 ledgers. What is written on that paper? La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. When Nuh alayhi salam was leaving this world, he told his children that, oh my children, this kalima la ilaha illallah, hold fast onto it, because it is greater than this world and whatever it contains. So we need to work towards adding value to our amal, so that our amal be weighty for us on the day of Qiyamah, and that those scales are in our favor. We move on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses mankind and He says, يا بني آدم لا يفتننكم الشيطان كما أخرج أبويكم من الجنة ينزع عنهما لباسهما ليريهما سوآتهما. That, oh mankind, do not let shaitan mislead you or put you into fitna, like what he did to your father Adam alayhi salam, when he removed him from Jannah and had his clothing also removed. Now we know what happened to Adam alayhi salam, where he was tempted and he erred, and as a result he was taken out of Jannah. By that same token, there's an incident that I heard in one of the lectures of Maulana Tariq Jamil Damat Barakatuh, and he says that one day Adam alayhi salam was having a conversation with his son Shis alayhi salam, and Adam alayhi salam tells his son that there is an amana in your back that you need to protect, which is of a high status. So Shis alayhi salam says that, but how can the son, who is the amana, our final messenger, وَتَقَلُّبَكَ فِي السَّاجِدِينَ, he moved in the backs from Adam alayhi salam till his father. So Shis alayhi salam says that how can the son be greater than the father? The way you speaking of this amana the son to come, it seems as though he's greater than the father. And Adam alayhi salam says, leave the son and father argument, or the comparison. Let me tell you about the followers of that Nabi. And then he went on to say, that when I committed the error, my clothes were removed. When that Nabi's ummatis will commit sins, their clothes will not be removed. He says that when I committed the error, my wife, your mother, was taken away from me. We were separated. And as we know, that when they came into this world, they were separate. And then they met up on the plains of Arafah. And that's why it's called Arafah. So my wife was taken away from me. That ummat, they will sin, yet their wives will not be taken away from them. When I committed an error, I was removed from Jannah. They will commit error upon error and make tawbah, and as a result of that tawbah, they will enter into Jannah. And then he said that when I committed an error, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it famous in the entire world. Everyone knew about it. Allah says, وَأَصَى آدَمُ رَبَّهُ فَغَوَاهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Adam alayhi salam committed an error. Everyone knows about it. Till Qiyamah day, people will continue to recite the Qur'an, and they'll come to know about the mistake Adam alayhi salam had made. Yet when that final ummah, when they will commit errors, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cover it up. So this is the virtue of this ummah. Coming back to the verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that do not let shaitan deceive you. And as a result, as he caused your father to be removed from Jannah and his clothing to be taken off. Do you know what is the first attack on man? What is shaitan's first attack on man? It is to have his clothes removed. That is the first thing he wants to do. Have his clothes removed, and after that he launches the other attacks. And it's for that reason that we are told that if a person becomes mu'min, your first obligatory duty is to cover your body, and then after that will be salah and fasting and zakah. Now we're living in a time where they say less is more. The less you dress, the more complete you are. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam prophesied, and he said, a time will come when you'll have nisa'un kasiyatun ariyatun. They will be dressed, yet they will be naked. And the commentators at that time were perplexed, and they said, how is this possible? The person is dressed and they're naked. And the commentators tried to get some sort of explanation. They said, no, dressed means they will be adorned with the bounties of Allah or their husband, and naked means they will be devoid of appreciation. Yet if they had to just take one walk in the shopping mall, they'll know exactly what was being meant in our era. That the clothes are on, yet it's so tight-fitting and so revealing that as though they're not wearing anything. As though they're not wearing anything. And that has become acceptable. It's become the norm of the day. The person who doesn't follow that is in fact out of touch. The person who doesn't follow these trends, it is as though the person is from a different era. How the tables have turned. So we need to realize that this is the first attack. And we need to convey this to our women folk. That your modesty and your dress, this is the first attack of shaitan to get you to reveal portions of your body. Therefore, be strong against the attack of shaitan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqi Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.